So, in today's video, I'm just gonna talk about a few things that has been on my mind lately, as per what we would usually do for a Genshin Sunday video. And of course, I'm gonna be spending my resin, which is, it is at full right now. So yeah, we definitely need to spend them. And I'll also do my commissions. If we still have time, then maybe I'll explore the Fontaine areas a bit more, because as you can see right now, I think that says 73, 81, 90, and yeah, I only have one region which is 100% explored. So maybe we'll be able to do some more exploration and get all these regions to 100% as soon as possible. Basically, I'm just going to talk about a few things while spending the condensed resin that I already have. And to be honest, we have a lot to go through because we have a transient resin which is going to expire in 7 days. And normally, the thing I do with these resins is that I spend them before the next week comes, because I think you can only have one of these on your account at once, meaning that I can't really have another one on my account if I get another one tomorrow. So yeah, that's that. So let's just get straight into it then. I think before that, let's just get all the crystal fly, whatever it's called, because I don't think we'll have enough to turn all the 160 resin that we have on us right now into condensed resin. And if you don't know this is a very good spot to get a lot of crystal cores at once. You get 2 by the waypoint and down here. As long as you've got a dendrocactus, do this, and there's 2 more crystal flies over here. So that's just very convenient in my opinion. And that's what I do on a weekly basis. Well, not weekly, but on a daily basis whenever I want to spend my resin. Now, a few things have happened throughout the week for me. So first of all, as you guys have already heard from but last week's Genshin Sunday video, I've had half-term exams this week. I've had them throughout the entire week, which was why I didn't really make any videos. I mean, I recorded one on Thursday, which is going to come out next Wednesday, because of how I was also sick at the same time, and I just really want to, focus on my half-term tests, make sure that I get a decent grade and all that. In the end, I decided to take 1 or 2 days off of YouTube, and yeah, that's why I didn't post a video. There should be a community tab post that I already made on maybe Thursday, the day that I recorded that video. Basically, whenever I record videos, I also try and see whether I can post anything on YouTube as well at the same time in the community tab, so that you guys are updated and that you guys don't just, not hear from me for a week or so, something like that. I think I did post it on Thursday. If not, then let me know in the comments. I've also been having a few issues in terms of needing, the need to finish my personal statement, because my goal originally was to finish the personal statement by next week's, not by next week, by next Saturday at least. That's my plan, but I think I might need to adjust on that because of how it just doesn't seem that possible in terms of happening. I've got just a bit too much work on my plate to do, and I kind of underestimated the workload that I'd get, because right now I record videos on Saturday. Today's a Sunday, so on Sundays normally I record in the mornings, and for the videos that usually come out on Wednesday, I record it on a Saturday, which means that I have the rest of Saturday and Sunday's afternoon and evening to just do work and just sort out everything else. Most of the time I would do most of the work that I have on a Saturday, and in terms of homework and all that, I do it as soon as I get back from school. So schoolwork isn't really that big of a problem. It's just long project works that get in the way of me recording. But I shouldn't really say get in the way of me recording, because I am a student after all, and I should definitely spend most of my time on getting good grades and all that. Currently, I'd say I am striking a very good balance between YouTube and also school, so don't worry about that. Another thing that I've got over here written is that I think we hit 700 subs on Friday. I wasn't checking, I didn't check YouTube on Friday because I was just, chilling out after all the half-term tests and all that. I decided to just, take Friday off. Basically, I didn't talk to anyone for after dinner, and I just kind of stayed in my room, grinded Genshin for 3 hours straight, and then watched a lot of anime that I had to catch up on until midnight or something like that. It was a good Friday, but to be honest, really a big thank you to you guys. It could not have happened without your support, and thank you to you new subscribers for choosing to subscribe, because we're super close to 1,000 subscribers. And before I say what I always say in my outros or endings, whatever you want to call it, I think I'm gonna do it now, because I think people are starting to get sick of me having an extra, extended outro every single time. But we're very close to 1,000 subscribers, and if we can hit that by the end of this year, that'll absolutely just make my year amazing. A lot of good things and bad things have happened in this year, but I'd say overall this year is still quite a positive one, and I definitely, developed myself as a person a lot. And yeah, I'm about to turn 18 as well, so I'm looking forward to that. Not a lot, but I don't know. It just feels like being 18 is like a whole nother like phase of my life, and I'm not really that sure whether I'm ready to, well, take on all the responsibilities that you would need to take on as a person who is 18 years old. But I think at the moment, all I need to do and focus on is just make sure that I strike a very good balance between YouTube and work, and you know, take care of my body, because as you grow older, I know I'm only becoming 18, but as you grow older, it's harder for your body to stay healthy all the time if you don't, well, maintain your health. So that's one thing that I really want to do next year, is just pay a bit more attention and spend a bit more time caring for my body and my health, because who knows, maybe down the line something really bad will happen to me. Not that I'm trying to curse myself or anything like that, but yeah, I feel like that's also really important. It's just the pressure or changes that are going to happen when I become 18. I can't really predict them, and that's a little bit scary, but hopefully I'm just, you know, over worrying and that nothing serious is going to happen. But there's definitely going to be change, and I'm not sure whether I'm ready for that. I'm just a tiny bit anxious. But we still have a whole month before I turn 18, so I guess for the time being, I shall just, you know, enjoy myself and just, I don't know, take it a tiny bit chill, because after, well, I should say after November starts, I'm gonna be focusing a lot more on schoolwork, and I also need to pre-record the 4 videos for December, because as I said in my previous Genshin Sunday video, I'm not gonna be recording any videos in December, and so I'm gonna have to do that while also making sure that I don't, you know, do very poorly in my end of term test, because if that happens, my predicted grades, they might come down a grade and go from 4 A stars to, I don't know, maybe an A or maybe 2 A's and 2 A stars, and I don't want that to happen. So that's gonna be another challenge, but I'm sure that I can take care of that. And of course, you guys are going to continue to see content being put out on the channel. I've got a few streams planned out, but it was just unfortunate that this weekend I really wanted to take the whole weekend off if possible. Well, it wasn't possible because right now I am recording for you guys. But the thing that I'm trying to say is that my original plan was not record a video today, as in like in this time period, because right now it's only around 11 or something like that, and normally I take the morning off to record videos or stream. The original plan was for me to do a stream at this time, but I thought that it might be a lot better for me to do the stream later, but I'm not sure. I might not even do the stream, because I do feel like I want to like record and just edit the 2 videos I've recorded as soon as possible, so that I forgot to use the new skill thing. I was like, why are the cores not exploding? But there we go. But yeah, back to what I was saying. I feel like maybe recording and then editing the 2 videos and then getting them all ready to be uploaded as soon as possible would be the best idea for me at the moment, because I can always just do streams in the middle of the week when I have time, if that is possible. Half-term tests are all over, and so yeah, if you guys see a notification telling you guys that there's going to be a stream on maybe a Wednesday or something like that, it won't be a Wednesday because that's when I release the video for the week, but if you guys see a random notification telling you guys that there's a stream, just go watch it. It should be something fun. I've got a few things planned out. Most of them are going to be just me chilling and, you know, doing quests and talking to you guys. Sometimes I feel like I just really want to sit down and talk to you guys while doing, you know, maybe some of the quests in Genshin as well. But most likely it's going to be Honkai Star quests, because I have saved up a few for streams, and I have been staring at the screen for like a good minute now. I was like, which team should I select for my daily commissions? But yeah, it is this team of Tignari, because I think Tignari and Xiangling and Kazuha, they're the 3 characters that I really use and that aren't at level 10 friendship. So let's just do that. And the next thing that I want to talk about, let's see, let me have a look at the list that I've got over here. Yes, because of how last time in last week's video nobody left any questions, I'm gonna talk about a few things, and here's where the nerdy stuff was gonna come in, because originally I was like, okay, so nobody asked any questions, yeah? So maybe I should just talk about some random thing about me. But at the same time, I feel like talking something that's gonna be like relevant to me, and is this crab spinning, or am I imagining things? I think the crab was spinning. But yeah, I was like, maybe I should talk about some really random things about me, just, you know, like fun facts about Effacé and all that. But nah, I was like, it'll be a little bit weird, and instead I should probably talk about something that's more relevant. So the next thing that we're going to talk about is why I'm learning Korean and how I have been finding it so far. I think that's a very, very good question. Essentially, as you guys all know, I like learning languages, and it's been like my sort of like thing since a very, very long time ago. And I've started learning Korean around like 3 weeks ago now, because I've been using Duolingo to like learn my Korean and all the alphabet and all that. Normally, I wouldn't say Duolingo is a good app for you to learn languages on, because of how it's just a little bit weird, and I don't find the courses on Duolingo that helpful, if I'm being completely honest with you guys. If possible, it'd just be a lot better for you to just find things on the internet on your own, and then try and find vocab that actually, you know, suits you in terms of whether you're striking for conversational fluency, or whether you just want to learn a few phrases here and there, so that when you travel to that country where that language that you're learning is spoken, you know a few phrases that will help you get around a bit easier and just make your life a little bit more convenient and easier as well. But for me, I'm learning Korean simply because I just felt like learning it. I think I've told you guys this in maybe a past stream or something like that. I've sat my Japanese proficiency test, whatever it's called, the entry level, and that I passed it. Now that Japanese is out of the way, sort of, and that Spanish and French, those two are sort of my school subjects as well, so I tend to take them a little bit more easier. I felt like maybe it's time for me to pick up another language, and then the two languages options that I had in mind was Italian and Korean. But then I felt like maybe learning Italian while I'm doing French and Spanish wouldn't be a good idea, because of how I felt like if I do start picking up some Italian now, that situation might change. I might just, you know, end up with a mix of three languages in my mind at the same time whenever I'm thinking of something that's to do with French, Spanish, or Italian. And so I just felt like it might be more sensible for me to not do Italian right now, and maybe do that after I graduate and that I'm in university. That basically just left the option of Korean, because Korean was one of those languages that has always been on my radar for languages that I want to learn. I think I've sort of talked about this a little bit in my previous Genshin Sunday video. I've already known that there are a lot of similarities between Chinese, Japanese, and Korean, and so that just gave me an even bigger incentive to learn Korean, because I know a tiny bit about the language already, and so that's one of the reasons why I started learning it in the first place. And after like starting learning it, I found that, you know, it's actually quite interesting, because of how all the letters, or should I say characters, are written in the form of an alphabet. So they use letters to construct their characters, but then at the same time, the characters are, you can definitely see that they're organized in a way that resembles how you would write Chinese characters as well. You basically arrange your letters from left to right and then from top to bottom, and I just feel like it's just very, very interesting for me to learn something like Korean. It's just a very, very fun language to learn, in my opinion. It's got a very, very similar grammar system to Japanese, and that there's also a lot of vocabulary, especially when it comes to academic stuff. So for example, if you want to say something that's science related, that will most likely be of Chinese origin. And there's also at the same time a lot of loanwords from English. And so basically, Korean isn't that hard of a language as I initially thought it would be before I started learning it. I'm learning it with Duolingo at the moment. That is the problem though, which means that it's very, very repetitive in terms of you having to always recall the same easy vocabulary all the time. And the verbs that you learn, so right now I'm in section 1 unit 5, and the vocabs that you learn there, they aren't really that useful to conversations with an actual Korean person, and they don't really teach you grammar that well. And I think that's one really, really important thing about learning a language, is that the grammar side of things, that's the most important thing about a language, because if you have a very, very wide range of vocabulary, but you don't know how to put it in the sentence with correct grammar, then the person who you're talking to isn't necessarily going to understand whatever you're saying, even though you're, you know, pronouncing or maybe using the correct vocabulary in a conversation. And I just feel like maybe spending a bit more time on grammar would be a better idea for me. And so I'm just gonna use Duolingo until I am fully... And the crab is really, really spinning. I was like, what's my next word gonna be of this sentence? And I just paid a bit too much attention to the crab. But yeah, I just feel like maybe I'll stop using Duolingo once I've, you know, gotten used to the alphabet, you know, become completely able to recognize all the characters whenever I see them. One good thing about Korean, unlike Chinese and Japanese, is that you've got spaces in the language, which really helps when you're reading a sentence for the first time. That's basically it for why I learned Korean. As what I have said in my previous Genshin Sunday video, please let me know if you speak Korean or is Korean. I really want someone who can teach me Korean a bit more in depth, in terms of having a person who I can go to if I've just got a random vocabulary that I want to learn. Stuff like that. But of course, I'll definitely also spend some time myself as well, just finding out the grammar for Korean, because you've got subject markers and object markers, and just like Japanese, you don't have just one of them. You've got multiple of them, and it depends on the situation, and it's just very, very complicated to really just wrap your head around it in a very, very short amount of time. For Japanese, I sort of just got used to it, you know. Whenever I heard people using the subject marker or the object marker, I just sort of like copied whatever they were saying and just swapped in the correct vocabulary. That's really how I, you know, learned Japanese. And hopefully, when it comes to Korean, I can do the same process as well, so that it would be a little bit easier for me to pick up the grammar. It's just that these Asian languages, the grammar is just really, really complicated. For example, Chinese, I can never tell you what grammar rules are there. And to be completely honest, I don't think there's a grammar rule out there for Chinese as well. If you're talking about English, French, or Spanish, it's not really that bad in terms of picking up the grammar. All you have to do is just remember the word order, so whether it's the subject that goes first, order of the verb and the object. Basically, you just have to pay attention to that and you'll be completely fine. And I just realized that we're using my companion XP team to fight this this artifact domain. We might be a little bit of a pickle here. Hopefully we'll be okay, because okay, putting down Shanling's core, but that should help a bit. And then do this, get the ultimate down. But yeah, from my past experience, French grammar and Spanish grammar aren't that bad. It's just that in Spanish you need to really wrap your head around the use of subjunctive. And in French, you just have to really get used to the words aren't phonetical, so the way that it's written, the way that it's spelled isn't necessarily the way that you would pronounce the word. And that for French, although a lot of words, you know, look very, very English-like, they don't really mean what they mean in English, and that you just need to get used to that. These are just a few things that you need to get used to in French and Spanish, but overall, it's not really that bad. And if you're a English speaker who's native, I'd definitely consider picking up a language, maybe French or Spanish, because they are quite easy to pick up relative to Asian languages that I'm learning right now. Hopefully you guys also, you know, enjoy learning languages, because if you do, that'll be very, very cool. And just let me know in the comments what language that you speak as well, because I am genuinely interested in knowing what languages my viewers speak. As I said in my previous Genshin Sunday video, or should I say the first episode, I really want to foster this community a bit more and just really strengthen the links between me and you guys, because after all, I'm making videos for you guys, and for me, I'm making them for fun, but for you guys, it's content that you would watch to maybe pass time or just get some fun out of. And so I really want to sort of orient the content that you guys are seeing to you guys, because as long as I'm doing something that I accept in terms of that I enjoy doing it, of course I would do it, regardless of, you know, what content it might be it a stream, be it a event walkthrough, something like that. As long as it's content that you guys would watch and that I enjoy making, of course I would make more of it. So yeah, just let me know what sort of content you guys would want to watch as well, because that really, really helps. Having a good idea in my head would really help me when I record videos, or should I say when I plan videos out. Normally I would spend a week in advance planning out videos, and then I would have multiple plans, and at the end, before recording it on a Saturday or a Friday night, depending on how busy I am throughout the week because of school, I'll cancel all the ones that are very, very unlikely to get, you know, enough views for me to grow my channel. Another factor that I'll consider is whether I'll enjoy recording that video or not. And after everything is considered, then I will record the video and all the process that comes after it happens. And so yeah, would be a very, very good thing for you guys to just let me know what you guys want to see as well. Last but not least, the last thing that I really want to talk to you guys about is just really let you guys know what I'm planning for the next 2 weeks. At least that's the foreseeable future for YouTube for me. Basically, next week you guys are gonna see a Topaz video, which I think by the time that you're watching this video, the community post which teases the Topaz video should also be out. And I just realized how low the HP of my characters on my team are, so let me just quickly heal them up. There we go. Hopefully now my characters aren't gonna die randomly. And we're just gonna use Gazo as this. this. Just focus up on the game a bit because I don't really want to die. It will be very, very embarrassing for me to have a whole team annihilated and having to restart this whole domain run again. But yeah, it should be out, the teaser for the video that's gonna come out on Wednesday. This video should come out on a Sunday, hopefully, unlike yesterday. Not yesterday, but last week. Last week I had a few things to do throughout the weekend, which is why the video had to come out on a Monday. But this week I think I should be able to post this video on, well, in the evening, hopefully, by the time I finish editing this and all that. Hopefully you guys will be able to watch this video as soon as possible. That's kind of on me. There's going to be a Topaz video which comes out on Wednesday, and for next week, so the week after the video for Topaz is released, I'm going to probably post a Furina video. I need to really look into her kit because if I'm going to be pulling for her, which I am, I'll probably need to learn a bit more about her kit before recommending whether you guys should also pull for her. Because unlike me, you guys might be free to play, and if that's the case, you don't really want to waste your primogems on a character that might not suit you. But I think this is going to be it for today's video. It was very, very fun recording another one of these Genshin Sunday videos, and I'll definitely continue doing this series later down the line. If you've got any questions that you really want me to answer, it can be about my YouTube channel, about my personal life. I don't really mind. As long as it is a sensible question and that I am happy with answering it, you'll definitely hear an answer from me in the next Genshin Sunday video. And yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video, and if you did, please like and subscribe because, okay, I think I've already said this, but we're so close to reaching 1,000 subscribers and we just need that slight push to reach that goal. And yeah, this is going to be it for the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!